Welcome to Not Near Mint. Today is June the 22nd, 2021, and tonight we have a very special guest. His name is Benjamin Morse. He is writing a book called Project Big Hype, along with something out there called Purgatory Underground. What is that about? As a long civil war ends, the once celebrated hero, Captain August, finds himself in the center of an intergalactic controversy. Running out of time and options, he accepts a dangerous mission to a decaying planet and finds that war isn't nearly over. An action-packed sci-fi thriller that remixes the nostalgia of the 1980s cartoons in a contemporary style. He's going to join us tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're starting any second now.
The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators, comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, everybody. So we have Benjamin Morse. He just joined us a few minutes ago. Sorry, we're starting a little bit late tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but we do have the creator of... Oh, why don't we just give it to Mr. Morse over here? You have a new book, and you even have, well, this was just solicited for FOC. I believe the cutoff for August Purgatory Underground just ended earlier today, and you also have Project Big Hype. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about it?
Okay, I'm not totally sure. I don't think August has reached its cutoff yet. But I'm the creator of August Purgatory Underground. And that's in previews now. The order code is JUN 221858. But I think I'll check with RED5, but I think that's still up for order for another month or so. But they just sent out their email solicitations and previews for that month. So I think that's still out there. But the creator of August Purgatory Underground, as Rob said, it's a sci-fi action thriller. It's about a secret agent who is part of a war that's just ending, and he's kind of had his name blackened by the end of the war, the events that happened then, and he's wondering what to do. So he takes on a dangerous mission. He probably shouldn't, just to have something to do, and runs into some trouble. The other project you mentioned was Project Big Hype, which is an anthology I'm a part of. I have a 10-page story in there. The art for this book is all complete, totally. It's 350 pages in total, and it's modeled after Show and Joe. And that's on Kickstarter. So the pre-launch now, so you can follow it there. And it's going to be launching on June 29th.
Is there a theme for the anthology?
I don't think there's a concrete theme. I think it's just, I think it's semi-sci-fi related stuff. For the most part, I don't think there's like a definite, this is sci-fi, this is superhero, this is crime. It's just, it's modeled after Show and Jump, so you got a good mix of genres and a lot of great art, which I've seen.
Sounds good.
So when working on the let me get this up here. The August Purgatory Underground, it's solicited right now on pre-order from Things from Another World. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen on this so people can see a little bit of what this is about.
Cool.
And we even have a video that we can present here in just a moment. But this is the one for August Purgatory Underground from Things from Another World.
Cool.
So here we have the solicitation, and let me just put all these things off the screen here. So people
That's a beautiful cover, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's from several years ago. I want to say 2019 is when I started all this. It's been done for a few years, and just the pandemic has kind of slowed things down, and I'm just so excited to see it finally get ready to come out.
Well, now that it's about to be in people's hands, is this planned to be well, I see here issue 1 of 4. So now that this was solicited back in about 2019, have you been working on the rest of the miniseries? Has it even been completed yet?
Oh yeah, issues 1 through 4 are completed. They have been. I think that actually I completed issue 4 the day before we moved, which was July 31st, 2020. So it's been done for a long time. I'm not going to say I haven't gone back and made some tweaks, but yeah, it's been done for a long time. 1 through 4 is ready to go. Files are sent out. As far as it being an ongoing, I have some plans for. Essentially, I'd like this to be a collection of 4-issue miniseries. So from time to time, I just want to do a 4-issue story about August. I've got 4 of them written so far, and obviously including this one. So I kind of want to just jump around in August's life. And the next one will actually be about 70 years old, and it'll be a sort of post-apocalyptic environment. And I'll basically just, whenever I get to it, fill in points in his life. So this is the first one, and probably the chronologically first one as well. But from here on out, I'll just jump around and do 4-issue stories.
And you have to kind of like seeing this more than anything else whenever you're putting out a new comic book. So
No, I hope
this.
I am very happy.
I hope I can find it at a shop.
What it lets you know, you may be able to, but that gives you an idea that people are already looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Even whether it's been solicited or not. RED5 is not Marvel, it's not DC, it's not Image, it's not Boom. So therefore, it's not going to have print orders of 80,000. So if this has gone through the print run this fast on Things from Another World, this is something that people should be looking forward to from their comic shops. If you're able to tomorrow, if you haven't gone to your comic shop yet today, let your comic shop know that you're going to be wanting this.
Couldn't say any better. Yeah, that's news to me, and boy, is that nice to see.
Now, going through that, let's also share the screen for Project Big Hype over here on the Kickstarter, and we will play a little video right afterwards. So this is the Kickstarter campaign for Project Big Hype Volume 2. So already on launch, well, it will be notified on launch, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that from my end. And for some reason, it's not letting me click. But either way, this is already up right now, so you can go ahead and be notified. As you can see, I need to log into my account, but at least it's up. It's 370 pages. Are you working on this just by yourself, or are you working on this with creators?
No, this is, so I have a 10-page story within this anthology. Doug Wood is, I think, the editor and kind of certainly the creator of this. And he did another volume of this called Big Hype #1, and it was very successful. And so he's certainly the mastermind behind this. And I was just lucky enough to be invited to do a story in it. So my story is called The Last Spearfire. It's as always with me, science fiction, but it's kind of based on I would say an older pilot who runs a museum. He's not really a warrior, but gets thrust into a situation where he has to kind of take a stand against sort of a militaristic government, and figures out what to do. He's maintaining the ship. It's a relic, which is based on the Spitfire, the British aircraft from World War II.
Yeah.
And so it kind of unfolds from there.
Sounds great. Is this the cover of the book right here?
I think this is the cover.
That's a beautiful cover.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Not mine.
There we go.
Still looks great.
Cool I've seen a PDF of this or a Google Drive link. I want to say about a few weeks ago. But I know a couple months ago. Before it was all complete, mine I probably was the last person to get done. I just beat the buzzer there, but everything in there was really cool. So I'm excited to see it get out there.
Nice. So let's talk about some of your inspirations. You're a huge fan of apparently Westerns, spaghetti Westerns, and of course sci-fi. So growing up, what inspired you, and then what led you to put on your socks one day and go, you know what? I'm going to put out a comic book today.
Well, I don't know if any concrete moment inspired me. I think I was on the comic path from day one.
Mm.
And that's actually an interesting story. So as a kid, I just loved Superman. And I grew up in Cincinnati, which, if you look behind you, Rob, you've got the Hall of Justice or a sort of mock-up of it there. In Cincinnati, we have a building called Union Terminal, which is right by downtown and just off the highway. And it was the model for the Hall of Justice.
Really?
Yeah. So when I grew up,
Dang.
I looked over there. I knew it was a train station. I knew it wasn't the actual Hall of Justice, but I sort of assumed in my, 5-year-old mind that, well, Green Lantern and Superman were walking around in there. They just weren't, obsessive because they had stuff to do. And so I was always really into comics and loved them, and it just never stopped. I kind of had the only thing I've loved as much is playing baseball. I just was never that good at it. And so I was always into comics, a little bit of baseball, and then once Tim Burton's Batman movie came out in '89, I was back into comics 100%. And I don't think I've ever seriously considered doing anything else. So my day job is I'm a designer and animator. I do videos and business-to-business stuff. But I've always been working on comics and drawing comics, and it's never been there's never been a moment where I said, like, I'm going to do this. It was like I was always after it. As far as my influences go, Al Williamson's Star Wars. I kind of got back into Star Wars in high school after not being that into it as a little kid, and was blown away, and especially by the comic books. If you look at the Archie Goodwin, Al Williamson stuff, it had such a classic sheen. The illustrations are beautiful. It had the feel of, say, a Christmas Adventure movie, which when you watch those, they're kind of boring, but in comic book form, they absolutely shine. So that was kind of one of the things that made me want to do August, is I wanted to do something that visually was inspired by that, but had a pace that we recognized, the way you lay out panels, and just kind of a modern.
I could see Star Wars very much being an iteration of like westerns. It's a space western.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us have actually watched the movie Star Wars and went, I've seen Akira Kurosawa's Sanjuro and Yojimbo. He's ripping that up. Well, I'm good.
No, it's a collection of stuff.
So,
and
did
so
you
is
collect anything like a Two Gun Kid or the Rawhide Kid or whatever like that?
I only got into. I don't think I've collected that. I only
did you
got into
collect?
that stuff when I got that Les Daniels Marvel book. That's like the history of Marvel. I think it was the 50th anniversary of Marvel comics. It came out in the early '90s. I had a soft cover edition of it, and it kind of just covered Marvel comics from the Human Torch, Namor days to I want to say 2000 or something like that. And that had a huge section on the Rawhide Kid, all Joe Manniel's work, who was kind of Stanley's go-to guy before Jack Kirby. And he died tragically, and at the end of that. But that Western artwork was so cool, and that was my gateway into that stuff, the 50s cowboy comics. I only got into it then, and I think August's red hair is inspired by Rawhide Kid.
So my question is more towards spaghetti westerns. I'm trying to get into, because you're not the only one that's brought up that before. Do you have a suggestion, like maybe a top 3 spaghetti westerns that you would suggest, like a noob like me to look into? I'm gonna get
That's a good
right
question. I think the first thing I'm going to say, or at least one of them, is my gateway drug was in college. It was for a few dollars more.
Okay.
That's the best of all 3 of them. The second one.
They're all great. I love them all. The second one really just had the right taste to me, and I loved. I'm a huge fan of Lee Van Cleef. He usually plays villains or sinister guys, but he was like a really stand-up guy in that movie. I loved him as that. So I think that's probably why that one is a cut above for me. I'd say another good one is Django, the original.
Okay.
Starring Franco Nero. It's got some great music. It's the main actor gives a fantastic performance. He's a great leading man. The story is pretty solid. It's got some really good moments that I think you've seen referenced. When I finally saw this, I want to say I was probably 35 or something like that, and I was almost counting off the references I had seen in Cowboy Bebop or something else.
No, I love Cowboy Bebop, so that's crazy.
Cowboy Bebop is a spaghetti western in space.
I would have never guessed. Like, dang, this is really like eye opening. So I really appreciate you sharing.
Yeah.
It's always great when you mash up these different genres.
Yeah, I agree.
A new thing.
And I think Cowboy Bebop is probably like the greatest example of let's just throw all this stuff together. It works perfectly somehow.
Yeah.
And it's it's classic.
I got a couple movies to watch tonight. Yes.
I appreciate it. I also, if you're really into those, Once Upon a Time in the West is a deep dive, but it has some great performances by Claudia Cardinale and Henry Fonda as a chilling villain, which is a strange thing to see in play. But obviously, great music in all of them. And if you're into the genre, those are 3 good ones.
Yeah, sweet.
Well, since we're talking about movies over here, there is a little movie that has been attached to the not to the Kickstarter, but to the August Purgatory Underground. So if you want, do you want to cue this up? Let the audience know what they're about to be watching?
All right. I think this is the trailer for August Purgatory Underground.
Uh-oh.
So, and this is actually something I probably ought to have mentioned before. It is also heavily inspired by 80s cartoons visually. And my approach to this was actually a lot like what I'm seeing about this Buzz Lightyear movie, is that the approach there was this is the movie Andy saw in the 90s that inspired, his love of Buzz Lightyear, got him a different way. My take on August for the longest time was that it was to approach it as if it was an older property, that it was something that had been languishing in the 60s, never really got going. It was a pretty cool 80s cartoon that had heroes and villains and a somewhat static battle, and that this would be a pickup of that maybe 5 years later. And so what you're going to see in this trailer is the first part is made to emulate an 80s cartoon and looks and sounds like it, and it cuts out and takes you to what the comic is, which takes place a year after that. So I think that's all I should say.
All right, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen, your moment of Zen.
Come in, Captain August. If you've managed to infiltrate that rebel fortress on the Martian surface, you must destroy it, or Earth is doomed.
The whole system's locked down. Nothing works. Wait, the targeting system's accessible. If we can't stop it, at least we can change the target. From our forces here to their rebel bases firing on us from the surface.
Great idea, kid. Switch that around and let's hightail it out of here.
Locking in new target. Now.
While most citizens are relieved, Baron Segan is gone, and the rebellion has ended. Many feel Captain August is a war criminal who should answer for the destruction of Mars.
He can't have survived.
Once they take what they need, they're gonna wipe us out.
I've looked the galaxy lately for Mars. But we both know why it really happened.
God damn!
That was fucking awesome. Holy shit.
So the editing on that, whoever created that deserves a round of applause.
Well, that was all me, and I don't know if I have a good story to tell about the voices there, but yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I hope it was dramatic, and I hope it was like, hey, this is I don't want to say edgy or postmodern take on the story, but it's like taking an old Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man type thing and saying, like, yeah, we're getting into it now. It's going to be sort of PG-13 now, and just a little more, not adult, but mature.
It kind of reminds me, if you remember back in the 90s, they made a movie of it, and then they somehow made a cartoon, Starship Troopers.
Yeah,
The Paul Verhoeven movie was kind of a parody to begin with, kind of like RoboCop, where it starts out very, hey, rah, rah, join the military. Everything's really nice over here. And then, oh, God, this is what it's really like. We're going to die. That has that vibe, which is that immediacy that I love seeing.
well, thanks. It's interesting when I saw that movie. I was familiar with RoboCop, and to me, it seemed very obvious that movie was kind of a parody in the way RoboCop is. And I'd read the reviews from like normal newspapers, and the reviewers were like, "Why is this so jingoistic and like pro-war?" And oh my God, is that what you thought this was? But and then when you're later in like 2005 or six, people said, "Oh wow, that movie was ahead of its time." Yeah, I'm shocked no one saw that before. But that is kind of playing with the genres, the sort of viewpoint, in the same way that movie does. It's like I'm kind of taking, my first thought about August, the idea, and this isn't really a spoiler, is there's a civil war going on, and that's sort of the basis of the previous story. There's a federation that's kind of good, and a rebellion that's kind of bad. The rebellion's winning. There's a battle on Mars that's kind of akin to Gettysburg, and the Federation wins, but August, and it's kind of the spirit of that, he accidentally destroys Mars, and it's sort of a big tragedy. And at the time, he was very heroic. People were happy it happened. They realized they were going to win this war. As time went on, he kind of became like, not a scapegoat exactly, but a bit of a cry. As the war ended, people thought, okay, we have to like put the galaxy back together. Oh yeah, we're sorry for what that guy did. He went too far. And I think of the thing that got me, that really inspired it, was the revival of Doctor Who with Christopher Eccleston. And the was he had initially with August, he was he was in the war. The war was ending. He was trying to figure out what to do with himself afterwards, but there was no dramatic event. And when I saw that Doctor Who series, he had destroyed Gallifrey, some planet, and he was kind of revered for it. And the take on it was that he had saved everyone else by doing it. But my thought was like, people would be scared of that guy. People would not. That's such a big event. I think people would sort of, even if they were deep down happy to have done it, sort of think like, oh, that's too far. And that got me thinking about, say, like, probably Enola Gay. If that had happened today, that guy would not have lived a peaceful life. He would have been a big flashpoint for protests, people for, people against. It would be very dramatic. And I wrote this in 2012. It took a long time for this to come together. And I do think I'm a little upset that I think our culture has gotten to a point that's very similar to it, but because I don't want people to think it's about that. At the same time, I'm kind of glad that is sort of something people have let's say, cultural anxiety about. There's cancel culture, this and that, and that's certainly not what I wrote it as. And I feel like it almost seems like that is what it was. But it was kind of a reflection on the forces that make those things happen.
I think any good writing of sci-fi, if it parallels into what's happening currently, whether it's any political situation, it's more a result of kind of just game out what's going to happen eventually anyhow. And to have that happen in literature as opposed to real life, hey, we just write what we know half the time, right?
Yeah. Well, fortunately, I don't know quite what August is going through.
Well, looking at August and seeing that, especially when you're looking at, okay, sci-fi. So I remember a book turned into a movie, it was only mediocre, called Ender's Game. And Orson Scott Card, great writer, unfortunately doesn't like gay people.
I'm aware of that.
But the best part that he wrote for Ender's Game is he had this kid that, similar to Starship Troopers, had to go and massacre a whole large lot of people because they might come and infiltrate and kill off Earth. So he's fighting and fighting, but it's all supposed to be a game until he realizes, oh no, I just murdered millions of people to save my planet. So a good guy is all in the eyes of the beholder. To
Exactly.
Ender and his friends, he's the good guy. But to the people that he just extinguished most of their population, I think he's kind of the other guy.
That was one of my favorite books growing up as a kid.
Ender's
I read
Game.
that in Speaker of the Dead.
Yeah, the whole Ender series.
Loved
Yeah,
it until I
Speaker of the Dead
found out
actually-
that Scott Card kind of.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I joined the show. So probably won't be buying those books anymore.
Yeah, I think I read that in 2007 or 8 when that kind of came out. But the Speaker of the Dead, the sequel to Ender's Game, was actually something that really on my mind with August, because it was
That was good.
very not action packed. And actually, the sequel, what'll be the direct sequel, in terms of what comes out to August, is called Terminus Angels, and he's dealt with as he goes on to do some very different things with his life, but the people in the story that he runs into are they know about him as a legend of some kind, a little bit good, a little bit bad, some correct, some incorrect. And Speaker of the Dead was a huge influence on especially that story, but also
That's awesome.
looking at Purgatory Underground. He was because August is a very reflective guy. He's not really upset that he's gotten blamed for all this. He's like, hey, this terrible things happened. It was a war. I don't think it's right that I got blamed for this, but I'm not going to get that upset about it. He just wants what's best for everyone. And he kind of says, like, this happens to somebody, it happens to me. So he's pretty reflective, and I think that the other stories are, especially the later one that is really inspired by Speaker of the Dead, has a lot to do with that. He has to reflect upon what he's done with his life. He doesn't really think he did anything wrong in the circumstance that he was in, but he does see things from outside of himself. And I think that's what that really does inform is the supporting characters and the villain in a big way, which is fun to do.
The older we get, the more self-reflective we seem to become. We're not that
The more
young.
creative it's not here to get
Yep.
there.
So do you still collect any comics?
Well, I moved from Ohio to New York City about 10 years ago, and I'm up upstate New York now. And I still have about 3 boxes of comics that were just my gem, the stuff I could not bear to get rid of. But everything else, I had almost a small room full of comics and trade before I moved that I sold to half-price books, just because I knew I wouldn't have the space. And I've been pretty much all digital since. So the comicology stuff has hit me pretty hard.
If you have some of those gems, would you like to show some of them when we do comic book therapy in the next minute or so?
I would love to.
All right.
Over to my box there.
Well, we're going to give you the last word real quick before you go to search for those books. Where can people find you, your social media, and any appearances you might have coming up?
Okay, I don't have any appearances coming up, but my social media, you can always find me on Twitter. Bring that up.
Twitter.
And my Twitter is Benjamin W. Morse. And you can always find me there. I'll throw that in the chat.
Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I am on Instagram. I don't post there a lot anymore. But there I am, Benjamin Morse _art. And I'll grab that link too.
All right. And we're going to post that inside the description for the show at the end of the show, because usually I have this stuff already, but I was running late coming to the show today. So are we ready to show some comic books for some comic book therapy?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Here we go.
I'm going to get what I want.
Christ. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
Oh my god.
Comic books.
Let's get some.
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 Comic books.
I love it.
So I don't know if I don't know if you had enough time to run and grab some comments. I did drop in the chat. This is Mr. Morse's Instagram. So while he's grabbing some comics, who wants to go first? Mindshift, I know that you had a bit of a story that happened earlier this week. So I don't know if you wanted to talk about that on the show tonight, or if you have that thing that I thought you might have been going to get today.
I do, but it's downstairs. I can bring it back. I can bring it upstairs.
Then while you're bringing that upstairs, lady, do you want to go first?
Sure. These are the ones I got today. I'm going to show you some that I got today. Picked up Miles Morales 39 variant cover. Put up Planet Arizona. And then obviously I was clearly excited about this. Miles Morales and Moon Girl team up. And I can't wait to read this.
Holy shit, guess who just showed up? Hey, Dusty.
Oh,
Hello.
you showed up for the good stuff.
Good
Lady's
evening.
showing books right now.
Vanilla.
Oh, you got it. I was just about to ask if you were going to get that.
Yes, I could not resist, so I picked it up.
Oh,
And-
cool thing about that Miles Morales, the new issue that just came out. The previous issue had Billy on the cover on some of those, but she never appeared in the story. The issue that came out today, her first appearance.
Silver Surfer Rebirth 5. I'd really liked to get, I have issue 4, but it is not the A cover, and I'm loving the A covers for these, and I have 1 through 5, but issue 4 is the only one that's not. I don't need to get, so I'm just putting that out there in the ether. Moon Knight 12, total Russell Doderman cover by. I don't care what you say. Don't care what you do.
Had my shop had that, I would have gotten it.
Did your shop not have this?
There were a couple cover. I sent you an email of some of the covers that might not be coming into some, if not most shops.
Right.
So my shop did not get that cover.
I also got. Did you get this cover?
I did.
Meow.
Meow.
Yeah, I had to get that one because tigers kick ass. And this one's a badass wraparound. Peter David's on it. That's super cool. So I can't wait to check it out. New Fantastic Four. Love it or leave it.
Anything Lord Adams, you pick up these days.
Yeah, let me know if it's good, because I definitely wanted to grab that. That and the Moon Girl and
I'll let you know,
Miles
dude.
team up.
And then I was curious about this. Beware the Eye of Odin. So I
Doug
picked it up.
Wagner, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Yeah.
It's the
So
same guy that did vinyl and plastic.
Yeah.
oh, the guy that came on and we talked to.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't wait to read that. That's my
Oh
number
yeah, that's
one
probably
read.
really fucking good. Okay, cool. This was a back issue one that I got today, and this like isn't even in good shape, but it's still in better shape than the one that I had.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, issue
What's that
213,
story? But
trial
great cover.
or like court martial, Yellow Jacket or whatever.
Well, he wouldn't be court-martialed if he wouldn't have smacked Janet.
Well, yeah, I know. He was being a jackass.
True.
This was I got a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I showed you guys. I probably did, but I don't
Issue
care.
1, baby.
Yum.
So
Hell
got
yeah.
that. I probably did show. I can't remember anything anymore. And then I showed.
Yeah, you
Rob-
saw that one.
You saw this one?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, we both got those.
Yeah, we're twinsies now. But that's all I got for my chunk. Fly, little birds. Fly,
All right. Well, while Mind Shift is running on to get a bite.
I'm here.
Oh, he's there.
Well,
Here.
all right, I dropped my mic.
If you're
My,
getting ready, we can give it over to Benjamin or Dusty. Dusty just got here.
What up, Al? What's up, dude?
Oh, you're muted, my friend.
There you go. Almost.
Oh my God.
Oh my
My first
god.
impression
All
on
good.
the Not Dear Me show. May I say that it is a pleasure and an honor to be on this show. Y'all do not realize, you all don't understand that, I'm a YouTuber just like you all are. But, YouTubers can actually spaz out for other YouTubers too.
I agree. I love your show.
I love what you all do. I love the chemistry.
I love everything about your show. That's the reason why y'all see me in the chat while I'm at work, because you all have a great show. I just want, and I say that you don't have to do that, Rob. My God,
I'm blowing you up.
But you all have a wonderful show, man. I am not joking. I mean, like, we do our thing, and I'll discuss that later in the show. But I love you all show, man. If y'all 2,000 subscribers, man, y'all should be there. 3,000 subscribers, y'all should be there. And I mean that. You all are some really cool people, man. I had to get that off my chest. I had to get it off my chest.
I had a feeling
I had to get on my
chest,
Rob. I'm sorry.
Subscribers,
thanks, man. That's
we
very
would all
kind
of a
of you.
sudden have people telling us, you know what you should do. I'm like, you know what? We're just going to do what we want to do and just be friends,
dude,
and just talk about what we like talking about, which is new creators, not top 10 books. We do that too, but there's all the other places that do that.
Yeah.
So I have an analogy, and I don't mind going next unless Kurt wants to go.
Go ahead.
But I'm gonna say this: people always talk about this, that, and the third. Well, there's a million content creators on YouTube, and I'm just making that up, but it might very well be. But the analogy that I use is burger joints. How many burger joints sell hamburgers? There's a lot, right?
Yeah.
But you don't see Five Guys tripping over Burger King. You don't see Burger King. And I know a fat guy talking about hamburgers on live stream is not really the move, but that's the best analogy that I could come up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's room for everybody at the table. That's all I'm going to say. So what y'all do is unique to other people that I've seen. Don't change for nobody, man.
Thanks, man.
If you do, I might have to perform some guerrilla tactics and do it on the live stream some kind of way. That's right, Rob. I might have to just show up at your home and just come up from behind your chair like the Undertaker or something. I don't know. But yeah, you know what y'all doing, man, for real. I mean that, Rob.
He's watching.
Please, don't change. I am watching. You call me Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
These are all fake. They're all forgeries. Not a single one's real. Please don't.
Oh no, I don't want your comic books. I don't want your books. I just want y'all to keep doing what you're doing, man. Well, I wouldn't mind having that ASM 300 up there, even though I'm not a spy.
You know what I'm saying?
A couple up there at least.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you really want that 300? Because it's not a 9.8. I just have it because I have it. It's banged all the hell up.
How good a shape is the Rhino one in?
What happened?
The Rhino cover.
41.
Ooh, the Rhino one. Okay, I'll grab that real quick.
Oh, he's picking out all the ones.
I want that cup. It's right to your right. There you go.
Show my big fat ass to y'all.
This conversation made it. Go get you a burger, Chaos.
That might be dinner.
Stop it.
I love that cover. Stop eating my toes, kid.
I think I got this from Old Wolf a few years ago, and the back cover to this. This is the reason why Lady and I have been talking about different materials to put our books in. I get all my keys and Silver Age books put in Mylar called comic skins, and the back of this it's almost like a 9.0, but the front is a little dinged up. But this is why I would love to have a see-through just for certain books. But I kind of get if you did it for one, you might have to do it for all of them.
Yeah.
So over to Dusty.
You're mute.
No, you muted yourself, Dusty.
Oh, I keep doing that. I don't know why.
Right.
I have head congestion, and I know people don't want to hear all that nasty stuff.
The night Kage, I just saw that. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, it's so nasty.
You should have heard me this morning talking to a judge. They were asking me, "Do you have COVID?" I'm like, "No, it's 8 a.m. and you asked me to be here."
Yeah, I have really bad post-nasal drip. But anyway, you have actually inspired me to do something that I do on my show, on our show. And at one point, you used to always have another camera to display your comic books. And I was actually influenced by you to do the same. However, your setup is a little bit more tighter than mine. So.
Nice.
All right.
That's awesome.
This is you. This is you, Rob. That's the influence that you
I need better lighting. Lighting's the only issue I'm having at this point.
Listen to him. He's a diva.
Okay. So I know you all like to show a lot of books. I have a crap ton of books that I purchased over the last couple of days. I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible.
No, man. Take your time. We want to see it. We're nosy.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't pick up any books, so go ahead.
Yeah.
So I'll reclaim Kirk's time basically.
There you go.
Boom, there you go.
Okay.
Reclaiming my time.
I got this stuff today. I went to the comic book store on my lunch break because of this simple fact that I was going to be on the show tonight. So we only find them when they're dead. 11. I didn't even know this was out.
It's okay. Nobody else did either.
I had no clue. I love this book. This guy here, I'm a huge fan of Shazam.
I got that today too.
So I bought Black Adam #1, and
make sure to get issue 2.
Issue 2. It's on my pull list.
The reason why you have a new Black Adam in this, but the next issue is going to be the one where he actually appears as Black Adam.
Oh wow! Okay, cool beans.
Okay.
And I picked this one up too. I was like, I like this cover.
Oh, nice.
Yes, the Perillo or Perillo.
Perillo, yeah. They got a 1 in 100, but I didn't want to spend money on that.
What ratio variant was that one?
That's just the B cover.
Oh, it is.
There's a Virgin that's 1 in 100 that people are selling for about 124 about now.
It's this one. It's this exact one, except this verse. There's nothing on it.
That's all it is.
No barcode, nothing. That's just the same thing.
That money.
So, yeah. New Mutants 26.
Yeah. I like that cover.
More mutants.
Saw that today.
No more mutants, Kirk. Well, I'm sorry, man, because you're about to see if. Go ahead. Well, you're about to see a few more mutants books coming out of my hand.
He's an X-title junkie like the rest of us.
Knights of X
I did it
#3. I got this one. I hate that suit. Gambit looks doofy, so I don't like it. But this is dope. I got the Hellfire Club Gala variant for that.
Knights of X #3.
Knights of X #3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fierce, bro. That's
it looks
dope.
like she needs a vest made of Dalmatian puppies.
Not Cruella de Vil vibes. No. Okay. Immortal X-Men #3.
Oh, that looks like Mark Brooks.
It is.
Yep, it is. It is. And I will say this. I know a lot of people might have X-Men Burnout, but X-Men Red is the book to read.
I got 1 through 3.
I might hop on it.
God, that third.
I'm still reading Wolverine. That's about it.
X-Men #12.
I mean, that I could take or leave. The 1 in 25 that came out today by Art Adams with the Rogue cover, that is amazing looking.
Oh yeah, it is super dope. And this is stuff I got this weekend. Legion of X #1. I thought I had this, but I don't. Well, I didn't before I bought it. Blood Syndicate #2. I collected this series back in the 90s.
Oh, Blood
have the full
Syndicate,
run
nice.
of Volume 1. Yeah. I haven't read it yet. I'm on a backlog that's nobody's business. It's insane.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that omnibus that just came out a while back of the of all the stop, kitty.
Immortal X-Men. Is there even an Immortal X-Men?
Yep, it's Immortal X-Men.
No.
Yeah, Immortal X-Men is the one by. Oh wait, no, that's Red X-Men by Al Ewing. Who's doing?
I got
Immortal?
X-Men Red.
Because
I know Al Ewing does X-Men Red, and that's why I'm getting it.
Yeah, anything he does, I'm going to be reading.
It's an awesome read. Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood. I actually started collecting this because of the covers. The covers are just insanely good to me. So I don't know how the story is. Hopefully it's good because I'm wasting
Black,
money
White,
if
and
it's
Blood
not.
farts.
Legion of X #2. More X-Men stuff. Marauders #3. Yeah, it's in my blood, Kirk. I can't get rid of it, man. I don't, it's X-Men is like engraved. I have the X gene, but I've not transformed into a mutant.
Oh, yeah. It's not activated yet, huh?
Not yet.
Did Marauders 3 come out today?
It came out last week. I just picked it up Sunday. Yeah. Now for some back issue stuff. I got some pretty good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Power Pack
Oh,
People might laugh, but I keep
Nice.
telling people we're going to see
Louise
Power Pack.
Simonson.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're going to see. I don't know if y'all see over on the left. There's a Power Pack poster in my bedroom. It is, and I'm a grown ass man, but it doesn't matter. But Power Pack is going to show up on Disney Plus eventually. So watch all the speculation start.
They were interviewing Walt and Louise Simonson, and Louise Simonson said that her favorite fans are the Power Pack fans. They're like the most loyal, and she loves like her little Power Pack people.
You know, I actually back in the day I was collecting Power Pack along with New Mutants with McCloud and Chris
I
Columbus.
love
Yeah. Wheezy was part of that too for a minute.
She sure was. I want to say
And X Factor as well. X Factor.
Yeah, I like the first 10 issues and ones with
love Bob Layden. His art is
That one's
so
a great
good.
homage, dude.
Yeah, Monkey Prince number 5, I think.
Monkey Prince.
Yeah, Monkey Prince. And the rest of these are going to be some Copper Age goodness. Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider,
love
number
it.
58.
Love it.
Marvel Team Up number 60. Spider-Man and Wasp.
Nice.
Marvel Team Up 50. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's
Spider-Man.
cool.
All right, my LCS had that for $4.99 today.
Really? Well, that's not too far off. I paid $5 for this one, so I guess that's the fair market price.
FMV,
I paid
baby.
$25 for a Marvel team up today.
Really?
For that?
Well, I paid $20
It was
for an Avengers book.
For Invincible?
You'll see why I paid $25 for a particular Marvel team up a little later.
Yeah. There's some of them that are
Marvel Team Up
radical.
56.
Dude, Electro looks bow-legged.
Yeah.
He kind of looks
Sure
like
does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, what's the big idea?
Yeah, it seems like a uniform pose, but the inking is really clean.
He definitely doesn't do leg day because he's got no ass.
A Man Called Nova 22.
That's sweet.
A Man Called Nova 24.
Are you working on this run?
I am.
Dude, Dusty, I just saw and missed it just because I wasn't paying attention. There was an eBay auction for 1 through 24. All of them were about finer, better. $125.
Get out of here.
I was so pissed off. I need the whole run. I'm only missing I have 2 issues. I'm missing all the others.
I think I'm short maybe it only ran for 25 issues. So
yeah, it was short.
Yeah, it was very short. I think I'm missing 10 out of the whole run. Avengers 292. I collect Avengers.
Oh, yeah, nice.
And I have a little side for most people that don't know. I'm a huge X-Men fan. If you didn't see, I'm collecting Uncanny X-Men Volume 1. I'm currently 28 books short of the full run from 1 to 544. Got another big book coming next week, but I'm collecting the Avengers from issues 100 to 400. So Avengers 344.
My boy, the Black Knight.
And this is the Avengers book that I actually paid $20 for, which I actually talked them down $5, but I didn't want to pay that, but I needed it for my collection.
Oh,
I'm lucky I got that
one's
from a
rad.
half-price book.
But the crazy part is the same comic book store I bought this from, I actually got the Council of Kings for $2.
No,
I
that one.
That was a few weeks ago. Yeah, I caught him slipping on that one. So
I need that.
I do too.
That's gonna do it for me, folks.
That's a great pickup.
Badass, dude.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, Rob or Benjamin. Ben,
I have a couple
you got,
things to up
Benjamin?
there. As far as today, you kind of stole my thunder there. The only thing I got was Black Adam, which I love. I'm a huge Priest fan, and I love it picks up a lot of the same storytelling elements he used in Deathstroke. The 9-panel pages with the weird text inset, not weird, but just the text insets that take you from one place to the other. And it was a really fun, a really cool setup, and I'm totally pumped to see what happens next. but liked it a lot. The other thing I got today was from Kickstarter. The digital version of this just came out. It's called Super Best Friend by Jason Inman, and the artist's name is, bring this up, George Camadeus. And this was a lot of fun. It's basically a Jimmy Olsen riff in a lot of ways, but it is done in like a super modern way that really takes you out of the Silver Age things it's drawing on. So this was a lot of fun, and really looking forward to seeing the rest of the story. As far as collecting stuff goes, because I know you guys are into that, the last thing that I've gotten that I'm not a huge collector of. I want to have the actual comics in my hand, but I make a few exceptions. And the last two things I got are here. The prize in my collection, such as it is right here.
Oh my
yeah.
God! Yes, I want that book so
Kirby
much.
goodness, baby.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful.
I think that's a banger. What do y'all think?
I
I think
agree.
it qualifies.
Just
I concur.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert. Holy fucking shit. Look at that fucking book. Oh my fucking God. Look at that fucking book. Oh my fucking God. Look at that book. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I like turtles.
oh, I love it.
Bring that back up. This was the banger, and I completely agree.
That is a super clean book, my man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and this is the other one. And in a lot of ways, this is even more of a prize to me.
I have that
Now,
issue.
This is number 9, I think.
Yeah.
This is kind of the what goes back and tells you the origin of Mr. Miracle, and the art is top notch. I'll bring up with you here, but
Yes.
this is one of the most dramatic stories I've ever read. It really, in addition to going back and showing you the origin of Mr. Miracle, the pacing is just off the charts in a way that I did not think older comics ever did. I came to Kirby really late. I don't think I got into him until I was 22 or 23, and I worked at an illustration studio where all the guys there were old school comic fans. So they brought this stuff in. I read it. And my mind was blown, as I think everybody's is when they just really get Kirby. It's like listening to the Beatles or something for the first time. And so I was hugely sold on this. So the people that got me into this are huge collectors. They actually, my business partner in Cleveland has I think 1 through 100 run of the original Fantastic Four stuff. Everything there.
Way.
That's his, like, if the building is burning down, I'm going to run and take that out. But what they got me into really was the New Gods, Fourth World stuff. I was sort of into it from, I liked Darkseid, I liked Orion, but I wasn't really into it. When I first started to read these stories, like all the way through some of those Essentials, black and white stuff they put out, I was like, what the hell is this? This is like 30 years ahead of its time. The art was like amazing, even when it was inked by Coletta, which among artists is not a great thing, but loved it. And this is actually a big inspiration for August in that I think the time jump was used to great effect. They'd established Scott Free and Big Barda, Mr. Miracle, all that stuff, and then they went back and told the origin, and it became really dramatic. And one of the things that, when I was reading comics initially, I was into Batman like everyone. And I think that the big starting points for me were Year One and then Dark Knight Returns. You got the beginning and the end, at least of what would be Batman for the next 20 or 30 years. And I thought that was a great way to make him a mythic character. You have the birth and the death. The in-between is a little blurry. And that's what I really liked about that, and that's what I loved about these two Mr. Miracle issues. That's what I had to say.
Well, thank you so much. I
Yeah.
know that
boys, my cat's like going like ape shit right now.
it's all good. Lady Fantastic, I know that you need to click out. So, is there anything that you want to let the audience know where people can find you and any upcoming appearances?
I got a channel called Lady Fantastic. Rob's gonna probably be on there Friday because we're probably gonna show some books because they're probably nerdy. So you should come. All right, that's it.
All right.
We love
So,
you, lady.
we love
Thanks
you,
so
lady.
much for yeah. Thanks
Although-
so much for joining us, Al and Benjamin or Ben. Sorry, I just like to make things more awkward than they should be. So sweet.
Or
All right, I'm out.
Ladies, stick around in the chat
Just love
because
the
you might
chicken
want to
grease.
listen to Kirk and what happened earlier this week and how it all played out. Because I think the whole rest of the
Oh
audience
yeah, that was
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. Make Kirk
All right.
go.
Good night, lady. And Kirk, it's over to you. Why don't you tell the audience about what happened this week?
So I just recently started a new job working at Target. And as everybody knows, I bike everywhere. I don't have a car. I live in the Bay Area. I don't really need a car. So biking has become like essential for me to get to place. I'm also a courier. I work for DoorDash and Uber Eats. So it's as a bike carrier, so it's essential to have. So I'm biking to work, and I'm in a rush, so I use like a cheap lock. So lock my bike up, and then want to bring it. I didn't know I could bring it into my job, so I'm going. It's my second day. I'm just going through training, and I go out there during one of my breaks, check on it's there. Go back inside. I'm reading some of the manuals during my lunch break, and I'm like, I probably should go check on my bike, but I got to finish this. Day goes. Last break is coming up, so I figured I'd go check on my bike. Go out there, gone. I had a corded lock. They cut through it, smart, and they took it with them. But yeah, the whole bike was stolen. It pretty much ended up having to walk home. Wasn't too bad of a walk, like a 30-minute walk, but I was definitely not in a good state of mind while I was walking. So yeah, my bike was stolen. Didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I only have 3 days a week scheduled at Target, so I have to subsidize all that with doing Uber Eats and DoorDash, and wasn't able to work without a bike, So I didn't know what I was going to do. Rob, tell Rob, I had to vent to him that night because I was like definitely in a rage mode. Like, I don't know what I'm about to do right now. Somebody better not mess with me. And so Rob was, he's like, I'm going to post it on Twitter. And it got posted on Twitter. And next thing I know, like, people are just like showering me with the support. And I was able to come up with the funds to get a new bike, which is right here. Oh, nice little Trekkie. My last bike was a Bianchi. That was my baby. That was Yosh Dog. If you're out there, I miss you. But this beauty, this Trek right here, the community helped me get. If it wasn't for y'all, I would still be trying to figure out how I'm going to get a new bike when rent is right around the corner. So yeah, I love all y'all. I just, this community always reinforces the fact that there are still like good-hearted people out there. So I definitely, once I'm in a situation where I can, I am definitely going to pay it forward, just like you guys paid it forward to me. So I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And that's my new comic book day surprise. It's a new bike. And I got a lock, a good lock. It's downstairs, but it's a U-lock with a more secure chain lock, so I can lock up both of my back tire and my front tire, and they can't cut through it. So
yeah, because next time you're going to go, hey, that's my bike.
Now let's see if you can defend yourself. You sweat from a baboon's balls.
And I'm also gonna invest in a GPS tracker. My roommate has one, and and he literally showed me like the tech when he was like riding his bike. So it works. Like you can track where your bike goes. And I'm also there's also a serial code that you can find on the bike, and you can register it with whether it's with like the police station or and then if it's like registering a license. Pretty much like if it does get stolen and someone tries to sell it to like a pawn shop or a bike shop, like boom, they can like figure out, oh, this was recently stolen. So I'm definitely gonna take a lot more precautions moving forward, and I wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for y'all. So I appreciate everybody that helped me out. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Yeah, and I mean, for me, like I don't have like an attachment to material things. Even like my comic books, like they're just they're just things. Like I woke up this morning, I'm breathing, so like I'm just happy to be able to do that, and I can walk. So it could be a lot worse. Like some people are going through a lot worse than I am.
And it just really shows with the comic community, really just people out there when they hear a story like this. When I first put this out on Twitter, I was not expecting the response that it got. So I really thank all those
I wasn't either.
on Twitter. There's a whole list of names. We will thank you all in a nice little video that I'll put together later. But really, thank you all. And for the person that stole the bike, you can't knock people down when you have love in the community that's there. And for the person that stole that bike, well,
You have meddled with the...
it can play. Oh.
It played part of it. It played part of it.
Like plays nothing.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature. And you will atone. Am I getting through to you?
Am I getting through to you, bike thief? Yeah, you can't hurt us because we will always come back stronger. So, are there any other comics to show, or should I start showing what I picked up today?
Go ahead and show what you got. I don't have any books to show.
All right, I'll make this nice and quick because it's a big stack. 46 new books, which if Lady was here, she could start telling me, stop doing that, Rob! So I'm going to change cameras here because now that Al has so fondly recommended me doing this, let's change the camera. I need to reset a couple of these things here to make it a little better, but you know how things are. I don't have anything in any particular order, so we're going to start with this is the Spider-Man Moon Girl. They're going to be coming out with a bunch of one-shots. And
I want that cover.
It is Peach. So it's one of my more favored of Peach's covers. So yeah, I'll definitely take that. This is the regular cover. And after the regular cover, as I was saying before, we have Miles Morales Spider-Man because it's Webhead Wednesday and his brother Salim has taken over the world. Billy is his sister. She's still alive. She's the Spider Smasher. We thought she'd be introduced in the previous issue because she made all the covers, but no. Her first appearance is in this one. So I hope you got this and the Hellfire Club variant. And I don't know who's actually reading Amazing Spider-Man. We're going to be having Norman Osborn, I guess, in a new Spider-Man outfit or Green Goblin outfit or something. But here's issue number 4. And you know what? I'm not really liking this camera angle, so I'm going to switch it back. Because I can do that. All right. So next, this is the book I'm really looking forward to reading. This is Beware the Eye of Odin. This is Doug Wagner. We had him on the show just a few weeks ago. And this is definitely something to pick up. I need to move that. There we go. That's much better. So it's a 4-issue miniseries. I think it might have already had an issue 2 on FOC. And I have to make sure that my shop gets it because I have no idea if I ordered it or not. I know I said no more mutants, but here's some more mutants. It's Mark Brooks. This issue 3. I'm getting it.
I love his art.
Me too. And I have no kidding, 10 long boxes that I just migrated over to my bedroom so I could rearrange a little easier. And that's when I realized I am really running out of room here. No more mutants. So what am I going to do? I got more fucking mutants.
Buy more mutants.
Buy more mutants. When you have a problem with mutants, it's not necessarily to segregate them, because I did. It's to buy more mutants and then put them in an area so that, because there's so many coming out, that it's not overwhelming your other boxes. Hey, look, Nightwing came out with a new issue. This has been a stand-up great fucking series. Tom Taylor is killing it. I'm loving the fact that he goes between this and his Kal-El series. This is another fun little series. Daniel Warren Johnson. I always screw it up when you have like two first names in a row. And it's Jurassic League, second print. And what's Papa saying here? Is that a book different from Odin's Eye from Bad Idea Comics? Yes, it is. I don't personally buy anything from Bad Idea because my shops don't have them, and I don't feel like paying $80 for a brand new comic book. Nightwing is the best series on the market, in my opinion. I very much come very close to agreeing with that statement. It's on the top of my pull list just about every week. Nightwing, don't peek up Batgirl's cape. I would. I'll take the punch to the gut, but I won't take the scratch to the face, so I won't look up her PVC or leather. Catwoman. I like the Suzumaya covers, but she's going to be transferring from the 1 in 25 covers to being a cover B artist now on Catwoman. So I guess people aren't going to pay those prices anymore. Here is the cover A of that new Black Adam. In this issue, we have a new Black Adam, and he's a person of color, but he doesn't become Black Adam in this issue. Make sure to buy issue 2. Here is the variant scroll for Silver Surfer Rebirth. It's pretty. I like it. I like the little reflection.
Let me know how it reads.
Like that.
So good. The Ron Lim cover is amazing.
Uh-oh.
So I
Everything
think
just froze
what
on
we're
me.
about to show is the Ron Lim cover was amazing.
Here's the regular issue.
Oh, wow, that's a great cover.
That's so cool. I was blown away by that.
It kind of looks a little bit like, at least in the design portion, not so much the cross-hatching, a little like Art Adams. Just a little. Just a little. Ron Lim. Here is issue 12, because when I say no more mutants, what I really mean is a lot more fucking mutants. God damn it.
So many mutants. I don't mean to hate, like, some of those covers look great. It's just
So
I
many
got
mutants.
burnt off. Like, it was just.
But I'll take magic.
They should have learned from Fallen Angel and just made some of them series like 6 issues.
Make it really quick, one and done. Make it like your Netflix series.
I
your
like
Disney Plus
X-Force.
series.
It was a love and hate relationship because they fucked up Beast's personality. Like, they made him a fucking heartless dick. That's not the Beast I grew up on.
Yeah,
To be
same.
fair, he's been a heartless dick ever since they kind of cross-writing the evil Beast from the Apocalypse universe and
Age
the
of
one that we have
Apocalypse.
now.
Yeah.
Now they're writing him as the same person. But hey, we got Moon Knight.
How is that? I haven't read that series.
This is the Moon Knight series. I liked a lot of other Moon Knight series in the past, even Bendis. But this one here is the easiest to jump on, and they're not too expensive yet. Yet being the operative word. Now, this was a cover by, I don't have any other issues to this except for this one and one other, which is an ass cover.
Michael.
We have David Nakayama in Essentia, issue number 12.
Who printed this one?
This is from Wake Entertainment. So I don't know how long they've been around or if they're new or old or whatever, but I
Never
do
heard of
like
them.
these covers by David Nakayama. And I agree, Michael, better to be a heartless dick than a dickless heart, but just ask Heartless from Nightwing. Maybe he has some ideas on that. So we have a sideways cover to...
Yeah, you don't really see a lot of those.
I loved it seeing it on that old Fantastic Four cover, but I always will pick these up just because it's an anomaly. As long as it's not like I have to flip through each page like that. That gets annoying. But it's part alpha. Might as well pick it up.
I love the video game vibe to it.
More mutants.
Oh, goody!
Knights of X. Number 1. Hey, I have the first appearance of this guy. I got it for free too. Superman #7 is his first appearance from 1940. It's Perry White in issue #1 with some reprints of some classic stories.
Is he a writer in the story, or I mean, for the Daily Bugle?
So in this, it's some reprints from some of the more recent issues with Perry, and there's a brand new story by Matt Fraction. So yeah, I'll pick that up.
Okay, I like Matt Fraction.
I'm a big Steve Lieber fan, so I love that one.
I could see that. Now, Flash is another issue where I have another issue in a long box of Flash that I don't read.
Makes me laugh every time.
Passing along with my cover buys, here is the new issue.
Oh, that's a great cover.
Now, Suzamaya will be taking over the B covers. So
I like that red background.
Me too. Uh-oh, SOB, Rob. You have too many mutants. I'm beginning to see Trask's point of view. You know, funny story. The guy that wound up playing, Trask in the movies, he wound up doing the rounds in the early part of the 2000s for the Republican National Conventions because, believe it or not, when they watched those movies where Trask's supposed to be the bad guy from the first X-Men movies, well, hey, we like your point of view. Come speak at our convention.
What?
Makes sense?
No. Wow. You know it's fiction, right?
Yeah, it's fiction, but they'd rather it be totally real. All right, this is a story I'm really digging. It's Chip Zdarsky, Batman, The Knight. It's halfway through. He's taking over with Batman issue 125. So this is definitely in continuity and definitely should be read.
I'll have to grab that.
Now, there was a C cover that came out today that I didn't pick up because it was on FOC at the very, very tail end. This is the first appearance of Fusion. It's Batman and Superman after they get hit by a Green Lantern light and they kind of fuse like Vegeta and Goku or Gohan and who was the Trunks. They fuse. They call it Fusion. I guess someone was watching.
Gogeta. Vegeta.
Yeah, or Vegetto.
Gogeta. I love that shit. No, I'm not going to.
I used to love doing that dance in high school.
Jeff DeCall cover, Punisher War Journal. So good, I got it twice with the regular cover. Now let's see what we got here. Republicans are rooting against the X-Men. That checks out. They probably think Superman is a bleeding heart. He absolutely is. That's why they love General Thunderbolt Ross. Final Freeson cover, good. Now I can stop buying 2 copies of the same issue with the DeCall. Yeah, me too. That's how I've been feeling. I get all the DeCall covers, and the B covers have been what I've been getting of Catwoman this entire time. Suzamaya, love the covers, but I'm not paying $100 for a brand new issue that just came out when you're trying to get an original run of Avengers. Oh, yeah, these new comics are killing me too. So here is new Fantastic Four artwork.
Please let me know how it reads.
I hope it's good. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not good, I'm going to pick it up anyway because it's Art Adams. Here is the B cover of, because I'm planning on giving all the A covers to my best friend Rufo. And yeah.
Shout out to Rufo.
Hey, Rufo, hope you're watching. And if you're not my best friend anymore. No, I'm kidding. I don't expect anyone to watch us. And I thank all those that do. Here's Earth Prime. Final issue by Brian Hitch. Artwork.
What series is this?
This is Earth Prime, 6th issue. What they've been doing with all of these, you might have been noticing that all of the Arrowverse has either been canceled or have finished their runs. Arrow is finished. Flash will be finishing their series just this season. We don't know if they're going to get canceled yet. But next week should be the season finale or the week after that. Naomi's been canceled. Legends of Tomorrow's been canceled. They put all of their teams in each individual issue and they just call it Earth Prime. Batwoman, she was canceled, but she got her own mini to kind of tie up. Here is Marvel Pride issue #1. I guess it's like a first appearance of Escalade. I don't know. They're probably only going to use the character once. Prove me wrong, Marvel. Prove me wrong. So good, I got it twice because Peter Parker's on the cover. It looks like he's going to have that threesome he's always wanted, but without Mary Jane. I think she might have a problem with that. I am so glad this series is back with a new issue 24.
Oh no, I gotta get it.
Part 4 of a 5-issue arc, new storyline. I'm loving where it's going. Looks like we have a new little kid that can be another new Erica Slaughter. If only they weren't sending a whole new team to slaughter Erica Slaughter. Now, I can't tell you a goddamn thing about this series because it's not that I fell off. I've read every single issue. It takes 5 months, 6 months, 8 months between issues. I don't know what's going on. And the writing, it's good. It's a little stilted, and it reads that way because they're in space. They have to keep their communications quiet from the government, so they have to talk in a code. You get used to that after the first issue, but if you haven't read that first issue in more than like 3 years, you're not going to remember it.
I just think it'll be better in trade.
Probably.
After a while, I stopped reading it just to let it stack up.
And you know what? To be fair, this will probably read better in trade too. Is Chip Zdarsky, Newburn. And I know I'm picking up a lot of these independents here, and I'm really behind on a lot of reading. But Chip has killed it writing, and this is a crime noir, and the first couple were kind of like done in ones, but he has an overarching story, and this is probably going to be another one once issue 12 comes out to just read the whole thing on through.
You know, that cover gave me some I don't know if you have read the Black Monday Murders. That came out a few years back. I can't remember. I think Jonathan Hickman wrote it. Yeah. That it kind of gives me that vibe. So
a little bit.
Yeah.
It's also been like 10 years since I read that.
Yeah. Me
Which
too.
just reminds me all the time of how old I am, and I'm getting older every day. This is another series I almost dropped off. I'm glad that I didn't. It's good. I kind of hope it finishes with 12, unlike certain series that just keep going and going and kind of feel like Bleach, where there's no real end in mind. Let's just keep this shit going until you stop picking it up and I get canceled. Here is Fuck This Place, issue 2. I just wanted to say that on air.
My cat.
Fuck this place.
They just keep on running for hours. She's going ham right now.
All right, this is the last new one of the day. This is from Behemoth Comics. Luckily, I am so glad, thank you, Behemoth, for not making this oversized. There was one that came out today from Source Point called, I think, The Nook, where it was on my FOC, but I left it at the counter. And the reason why isn't going to be because of the story. It isn't going to be because I don't like the artist or the publisher. No, it was just shitty paper. I picked it up out of my stack and crink. I'm like, this thing's a $4.99, but this is the only one. No, let someone else pick that up. I felt bad about it, but if you're a comic publisher and you're printing on bad quality paper, it is for me, one of the ultimate no-nos to screw up on. Never skimp on the paper. All right, now here we go. These are the old pickups because today's new comic book day. Tomorrow is old comic day because you always have to have something to look forward to during
Throwback Thursday, baby.
Thursday. So we're going to start off with the first appearance of Madam Web.
Oh, wow.
I got this a little bit cheaper, and you can see why I got it a little bit cheaper.
Well, what happened?
It's a marker.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Someone marked out the 50 and wrote right here 40. Yep. So it's like, I'd be willing to pay $120 for that. And he's looking it up online, and I'm seeing it upside down like this. And they say if you're an artist, the best way to be able to tell whether a person's eyes are too far or too close apart, or if anything's wrong with the art, look at it upside down. Because I was looking at this upside down and I wouldn't have noticed it before, but that's how I noticed this little O here going over. So I'm like, wait a second. Oh,
I can confirm that this is true. As an artist, you got to flip everything around and you will see so many mistakes you got to go fix.
Dang, I gotta start doing that because I've been trying to get back into sketching.
Yeah, I was a former comic book artist until I broke my neck for the second time and just went, nope, I can't do this anymore. Why?
You got Dr. Strange syndrome?
It's because after I broke my neck for a second time, I had nerve damage, and ever since then, my fluid line went to crink. And then I started drinking for like years, which really ruined it even that much worse. Don't drink. I mean, if you do and you're not an alcoholic, do it moderately. Don't be me. I woke up in another state once. Here is Avengers issue
Oh
number
my
27.
god, dude. You are crapping on my Avengers collection. I need that book.
I'll buy yours. No, I can't afford it.
No!
Yeah,
Especially that Avengers 9.
Hell yeah.
I need that Avengers 9, but a kind person sent it to him. I will not try and pry it from his cold, dead hands, not even if I have to murder him. I'm not going to murder anyone, not over comics.
My collection. That's a great cover.
And this is a reminder, everybody out there, that we do have rules here on that show. And
Rule number one, what is that?
Our rule number one is don't die. Also, don't be a dick. So here's my issue number 33. I still need an issue 34. I have 35. I'm putting together a pretty good run of this so far.
Like, hold him there. I'm going to hit him. Like, what?
Oh, you're going to hate me even more then. Because here's issue 38.
No, I have that. That's the one that got the dreaded sticker damage. I was trying to open it.
No. Oh, yeah, I saw that last week.
The corner got like some of the Avengers letter and his shirt went with the tape. I was hella pissed.
Never forget a good hair dryer or a $20 heat gun off Amazon.
I was young and dumb as a collector.
And full of cum. I'm not going to talk about that on air.
God, stupid. What issue is this? Is that the collector?
No, it's the collector 5174. It's one of the missing ones I had in my run.
I don't have this one.
I almost have a full 100 to 200 now. I'm only missing like 5 more.
Nice.
What is that? Sub 100.
I just bought that one last week.
Which one? The 100?
The one that he just showed.
I need that one.
That's because him right here, this guy, that dude right there, he has good taste. Better taste than I do.
Of course.
Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah, I have this one. Nice.
Now, it's not necessarily because Franklin Richards is exhibiting like psychotic superpowers. I was also missing this issue. And I can't wait to finally read this one day.
Yeah, it's good.
An issue 20 of the annual.
Oh, I've never seen this cover before.
No.
Is that him taking Franklin?
Yep. It is. Okay. You have gotten old enough, Franklin. It is time to show you the ways of the world. It's called sorcery. And also, come to my van. I have candy.
God
damn it, Dr. Doom. Speaking of death, here's the final issue of Ghost Rider. Apparently he dies in this, but you know how death is in comics.
How long is that going to last? Yeah.
All right, this one here I picked up by accident, but I'm also glad that I did because I thought I was picking up issue 19, but this is also a first appearance as well. This is the first time that the She-Hulk talks to the audience by breaking the fourth wall.
No!
Oh, wow.
Dang. I did not know that.
It's the issue after this, and it's the reason why I messed up because I saw the Cyclops, and it's the Cyclops on the cover that would let me know what it is. So the issue I was looking for, issue 19. What's in 19? First Damage Control.
Oh.
And I still need it. I'll get it eventually. This one I was glad today. I paid $25. It's a Marvel team-up. I'm happy to get it. If I would have gotten it about a year ago, it might have been $2.
Oh my
nice.
God! You hit the jackpot. That's the Frogman.
It's Frogman.
That's his first appearance.
Yes.
Dang! I loved him in the new Iron Man.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm getting it. So Frogman has been appearing in all different kinds of comics for like the last 30 plus years.
Yeah.
But he also appeared in a Green Power Ranger outfit for the new She-Hulk movie. So it caused this book to go from $5 to like $50, and my shop dealer just went, "Oh my God, people are paying some stupid prices, $25." I'm like, sold.
I'm also a huge Speed Demon fan. Love that guy.
Me too. Now, this is the last book I picked up. This is one that I bought before. I wound up giving away the entire series of it to my best friend Rufo. But it wasn't until these last few months during the pandemic that I realized that in one of these issues, you get a great little meme. But apparently it happens in the issue before this. So Punisher 15, you wind up seeing this meme online a lot of the Punisher meeting Moon Knight, and it's, so, hi Mark, you still crazy? Yeah. How are the dead children? Great. You still a schizophrenic killer? Like, yeah. And your wife's still dead? It was this kind of weird interplay.
What the hell?
Yeah, and everyone wanted to know where it was from. Apparently, it's the issue just before this. But this is a great cover. It has pretty much the new version of what we'll probably be seeing as the Midnight Suns. And this is it. That was the last issue I picked up for new
Night Stalker.
I would love if Night Thrasher as a part of that.
Or
Wow.
Night Thrasher.
Night Thrasher is cool, man.
I love him,
man. Night Thrasher's 13-year-old me is my favorite.
I loved him in the New Warriors, yeah.
You and me both, Benjamin. I actually subscribed to the New Warriors. You know, I used to be able to order the comic books from the little list in the comic. I actually bought an extra copy of a book just to snip it out, and I did New Warriors and Guardians of the Galaxy. I got it in the mail.
I'm trying to get their first appearance.
Oh, the Thor issue.
411, I think. Yeah, Thor.
Yeah.
I have both of them.
I might have an extra copy.
Mark Begley.
Let me know.
If I have it, it's yours. I have to check.
Thank you.
So we're coming up on an hour and a half. We've gone a little over, which is fine. But I want to thank everybody out there that's watching for watching live. If you're a replay viewer, thank you for watching. I also want to thank, of course, Dusty for showing up here on the show. We've been wanting.
Yeah, dude, you're always welcome here, dude.
I'm happy to be here, man. I was so happy. I mean, it was like Christmas 1984, and I knew I was getting Skylinks. You know what I'm saying? So it was nice being on the show. I'm very happy that you all invited me on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
I'd love to have you as a regular. Well, we know that Mindshift is going to be starting a job soon, so we could always use a stand-in for Mindshift whenever he's working.
Some Mondays I might not be able to be here, so.
Well, hopefully my schedule will be changing within the next month to an earlier schedule, so I'd love to do it, man.
Yeah.
I can multitask.
The funny thing about this show, sometimes Lady Fantastic might need to do like other things for work. So sometimes it might just be me and Kirk. And if Kirk is going to be working, it's just going to be me. And I sound like I sound like Chris Farley. I sound so weird sometimes that I really can't explain why it kind of looks like this.
Although I do recommend everybody go watch Rob's first video. I love it. It always pops in my feed. It's classic.
Oh man, I can't find that one. But yeah, this is pretty much how I feel like, how I sound like.
You're driving along, and all of a sudden the kids are yelling from the back seat, I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy. Not now, damn it. Truck tire. I can't stop. Help! There's a cliff. And your family's screaming, oh my God, we're burning alive! No, I can't feel my legs! In comes a meat wagon! Woo, woo, woo. And the medic gets out and says, oh my God! New guy's in the corner puking his guts out. All because...
I sound like this apparently, but that's also why you should be watching the Not Your Mint show. Next week we are going to be having on a special guest from Scott Snyder Presents Tales from the Cloakroom. We're going to be having on Aubrey Lynn Jepson, the editor, story consultant, and does production duties. We'll also have on C.K. Lawson, the editor, story consultant, and writer, along with C. Solis, the writer of Scott Snyder Presents Tales from the Cloakroom. We will be back next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, our usual time. Also, thank you so much, Benjamin Morse, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
August Purgatory Underground and the Big Hype Volume 2.
Get it? It's great.
Right. Thank you so much for having me on. I love to talk about this stuff.
Yeah,
So,
you're always welcome back too.
Absolutely. So, Kirk, any appearances coming up in the next week until next episode?
I don't know because Todd is out of town and he's visiting family right now and he's going to Heroes Con. So I don't know if we're going to be doing Teachers Lounge. But if you guys did not see the last episode I did with Hood Rat Comics, so with the Monday Comic Book Jive, like, it was great. We had guests from the CEO of EGS. It's like a grading another grading company that's out there, and just talking about the conversation was really good.
Yeah, Hoodrat had full. That guy that appeared on Hoodrat Comics channel had full knowledge of the slab situation, what he wants to do, being a smaller slab company, not $1 million funded. So that is a great video to check out over on Hoodrat's Comics.
Yeah, I agree. And then Dan's portion was like really good. His reports are always, and in the books that he like recommends, like my list is always growing because of him. You see this? I can't stop her. She's just like, this is my.
I locked mine out, which is why I had to leave.
I can't. I still have to get her vaccinated, so she's got to stay in here. One of the other kitties has a disease I don't want her to catch. So.
Yeah, it's called hunger.
No, she is greedy. She eats when she eats, and she eats when I eat. Get down.
He's gonna eat your collar.
Kitty's gonna eat that first appearance of Thundra. Well, that's been our show tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. We will be back next Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We love you. Read all your comics and go fund a Kickstarter. Look for the books that you enjoy, and we will be back next.
Good night, everybody. Love ya. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.